A Trump insider got a board position right after the U.S. lifted sanctions on a Russian company.
Here's a summary of the article.
The U.S. Treasury Department announced yesterday that it had ended sanctions on 3 companies controlled by Russian oligarch Oleg Deripaska, a close ally of President Vladimir Putin. Deripaska has been investigated for money laundering, and has been accused of threatening the lives of business rivals, illegally wiretapping a government official, and taking part in extortion and racketeering. There are also allegations that Deripaska bribed a government official, ordered the murder of a businessman, and had links to a Russian organized crime group. After the sanctions were officially lifted, N+ announced the addition of 7 new directors to its board, none of whom have business, professional, or family ties to Deripaska or any other designated person, one of the conditions the U.S. insisted upon before removing the sanctions. Burnham's office did not respond to a request for comment, nor did Deripaska's. Unlike his companies, Oleg Deripaska will personally remain under U.S. sanctions. Although the U.S. is demanding that Deripaska's stake in N+ be reduced to less than 50%, legislators on both sides of the aisle say the stakes owned by Deripaska's ex-wife, ex-father-in-law, and a foundation run by Deripaska will still amount to more than 50% of the overall shares. An inside Mandagat said Deripaska's deal amounts to little more than a shell game that only encourages Putin to pursue his destabilizing activities around the world.
This post received a score of 20,201, with an upvote ratio of 86%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
If you look up corruption in the dictionary, there will be a picture of Hillary because Trump bribed the publisher.
That's pretty funny. And #X200B. It's not. Source: Encyclopaedia Britannica.
Greater than Encyclopaedia Britannica. Encyclopaedia Britannica.
Classic Ted. The name's Dave.
Greater than the N+ release makes no mention of one other notable position Burnham also held, member of Donald Trump's presidential transition team. Took them way too long to get to point of article. To be fair, the rest of his Burnham's resume makes him seem ideal for the position. The guy who led the creation of a UN Ethics Office and UN Independent Audit Advisory Committee and was CFO of the U.S. State Department is exactly the type of guy you want on the board of a suspicious company. I would love to know what exactly he did for Trump, but that is asking way too much for this source.
Management at Deutsche Bank is questionable too.
This is the real issue. Deutsche Bank is sketch AF.
Very legal, and very cool.
Very cool, and very legal.
Drain the swamp. Lol. Flood everything else so that the swamp looks drained by comparison.
Imagine thinking all of this corruption is completely made up, and Donald Trump is a straight-shooting U.S. businessman who legitimately made his billions by being a great businessman and negotiator. Imagine being that stupid.
The fact that some people can completely ignore the hundreds of NYC contractors that he has stiffed is mind-boggling. People just like them, that did the work they were hired to, forced to spend so much money on lawyers to fight him that it wouldn't be worth it.
Whoever runs against him should do ads with those people. Half the people who support him say, he's just like us. But seeing real people, who really are like them, and have been royally fucked over by him, might finally make them wake up and realize, he's nothing like them.
Greater than might finally make them wake up and realize, he's nothing like them. Nothing will wake these delusional cultists up. They'll just say, paid actors. Fake news. Even if it is well documented and Trump himself admits to it.
Trump could shoot him in the foot and they would call it patriotic.
Most corrupt administration in U.S. history. By the end of it he could have a pretty strong global ranking on that front, though unless we start finding bodies he probably won't crack the top 100.
Upside about Trump, he's too stupid to have anybody killed and get away with it.
You kidding? He could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue in broad daylight and get away with it.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.